What's going on, everyone? My name is Jason Vincent. I am a wedding and documentary photographer based in Northwest Arkansas. And today I have Trista Smith, who is a dress designer. She's designed dresses for people like Jessica Simpson and Pamela Anderson, and just has some amazing work. She was one of the speakers at the Portrait Masters Live conference. And today we're going to kind of talk about her experiences and things like that. So how's it going, Trista?
Hey, it's so good. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited about this.
Yeah, so where are you based out of?
I'm in Canada and I'm on Vancouver Island in Victoria, BC.
Okay, very
Yeah.
cool. And so you are one of the speakers. One of the cool things that I like about Portrait Masters Conference is that they bring in a bunch of amazing photographers, but then they also bring in other people outside of the photography realm that are still kind of in the industry. And so that's kind of where you fit. So how was it being involved in this like photography conference as one of the non-photographers?
Oh, it was amazing. I was just filled with pride that Sue would have chosen me. And when she messaged me, because we had been chatting a little bit on social media, and she brought it up, I was just like absolutely blown away. Like I think I was screaming. So excited. I couldn't quite wrap my head around that she wanted me to be part of this amazing platform that they've built. Like it's so big, and the community of portrait masters, and like it's actually what I found out about being a speaker in portrait masters is it's not even just a community, it's like a culture.
Hmm. I could
It's
see that.
this like really cool culture that you actually don't even have any idea how big it is and how close knit and amazing until even like as a speaker after you've just like spoken and been part of it, because then you just get this like full feeling for how close knit this community is, what a culture that Sue and George have created with the portrait masters. It's
Hmm.
really, really cool. I've met some really amazing people, and it really just lit me up to be part of something so great.
That's very cool. So as one of the non-photographers that we're speaking, you don't obviously have to give the full presentation, but kind of give us the cliff notes of what your talk was about.
My talk was a lot about my story and where I came from. And basically, it was just like a brief rundown about how I truly came from the bottom. Like, I'm 45 and I've been a mom for 25 years. And it just talked about how, at one point in my 20s, I was on the welfare line. I was collecting welfare. I was like living in like the shittiest dumps that you could imagine with my little boy as a single mom and like working these really dead end jobs. And it was intended to really show people that no matter where you are, no matter where you are in life, you can always grow, you can always evolve. It's never too late for you. I really entirely shifted my mindset and my perspective over really the last 25 years to come to this place where I'm at, where I really know myself. I'm very content and happy. I'm pretty much, you know, filled with joy a lot of the time. And it was about shifting my perspective and my mindset from one of true negativity, always feeling like the victim. And as I learned to do that, and as I evolved and grew my perspective, I came here and I'm in this place. So my whole talk was just about that. It doesn't matter where you are now. It doesn't matter where you've been. You can just start now in this moment to decide and choose to be the person that you've always wanted to be. And as you decide that and as you choose that, your life will just unfold. It's just the way that it works. So that was the basis of my talk. And it was really hard to like, what I found was it was tough to put all of that into 1 hour, but it went really well. It taught me so much creating that presentation. Like it was really, really hard.
Yeah, that's one of the hard things is gathering all of this stuff that you want to say and then like putting it into the small little box. And you're like, well, I want to say this and I want to say this. So how do I say it like as smoothly as possible in as little time, because I could spend an entire hour on this one small snippet of detail.
important thing. Like, what do people want to hear? And like, I also included a lot of my images that I've been given from all of the amazing photographers. So it was really hard, like, to choose which photos and you know, all of that, as well as I had some video created. So it was a really awesome learning experience because I've never done something like that. Like, I had no clue what to do and sort of how to start writing it. I think I rewrote it about 4 times fully.
I'm sure.
But it was great. It was a great learning experience. And, you know, Sue just has so much passion for what she does. And she has so much passion for really and truly helping people see their potential, is what I found. Is she
Mhm.
like, she saw this potential in me, and she believed in me, and she believed in my story, and she knew that I could create a presentation to tell and to inspire. I think she believed that more than I did at the time. But she's really great at doing that. She just has so much passion, and um, it almost like absorbs into you when you're talking to her. It's pretty cool. She has a gift. That's why they built this.
Absolutely. Very cool. So what kind of feedback have you gotten from students and stuff like that as far as after the talk?
Oh, so good. So good. I have had so many amazing messages from people, from the Portrait Masters attendees, just that my talk really helped them and that they, you know, really resonated with the fact that I was so open about my past. It was tough because I had actually never even told anybody that I had ever been on welfare. My parents knew, but that was it. And then when I was getting ready to write my talk, I asked Sue, like, do you think I should tell people that I've been on welfare and like some of these bad things? And she was like, yes, yes,
Yeah,
you
for
have.
sure.
So I hadn't even told my husband. I had been, you know, I think I had just like not thought about it too much. It's just the past, and I tend to not think about the past too much. I like to just live in the moment. Um, so I think that it really resonated with people, the fact that I was just really open about what I'd been through, and that I didn't let it hold me down. And I mean, we are now a company that's like on the verge of being $1 million company. And I went from this person who just, you know, never thought that I would ever amount to much of anything, really a lot of limiting beliefs. And I just put that out there in my talk. So I think that it just really landed with a lot of people, and they were very free about just messaging me and contacting me and letting me know that. And that's another part of the Portrait Masters just culture and community, is these people are so open and they're really very loving people. These are a lot of Sue's students from Sue Bryce Education, and these attendees, many of them go every year to the Portrait Masters, so they know each other. So it was cool. It made me feel really, really great.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw a lot of comments about your talk in like the private Facebook community and stuff like that. So it was really good to see because your talk was very good. I love the kind of the story about bringing your husband out of his dangerous job and bringing him kind of letting him have that retirement, being able to spend time with his kids now. And so it's kind of the roles have shifted, and it's a very good, awesome, like heartfelt story. Absolutely.
Yeah, they totally, they totally have shifted. I
Yeah.
think could have asked my husband like a few years ago if he would be, you know, shuttling kids back and forth and like doing housework and laundry. And you know, my husband has a big part in our company. Like, when he was away from work, way at work, I was doing pretty much everything with the company, and I would have to like make all the dresses and work with our employees, and then I was like shipping things. So at night I would be packaging everything myself and like heading to the post office and doing all this stuff, and it was just so much, so much. So now he like took over all the shipping and all the financials, and like he took so much off of me, which has really, I mean, that's why we've grown, because now it's not
It
all.
frees you to do the design work and all the stuff that like you initially went into enjoying. Like that's one thing I've noticed a lot of people go into business, and I see this a lot with photographers, that they love being photographers, so they go into business as a photographer, and they're like, oh, well, now I have to like do emails and marketing and like client interaction and album design and editing. And it's like, there's a lot of things that come that once you can outsource that or have someone else that can take care of it, then it frees you to do the part that you actually enjoy doing and that brought you there in the first place.
Oh, absolutely. And I think like a huge problem for us as entrepreneurs is the overwhelm. Just the overwhelm can be so massive. Just that feeling of like, oh, I can't wear all these hats or I can't do all of these things. And yeah, for sure, for me too, like outsourcing things has been huge. Even just like things like we hired a house cleaner and we have like a house cleaner that comes to the house every single week for like 3 hours. And I had to change house cleaners at this one time, and the other house cleaner always brought the cleaning products. So this lady comes to the door and she was like, "Hi, I'm your new cleaner." And I'm like, "Oh, great. Okay, well, just go do whatever you think looks dirty." And she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, I don't have any cleaning supplies." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, the other cleaner usually brings the supplies, but she's like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll just use what you have here." And I was like, "Oh, well, I actually don't have any.
Yeah. Like
I
I've got
haven't
maybe
cleaned
some
for
Windex and some paper towels. Like
I was like, I have this dish soap. Just use that dish soap for now. But I was
yeah.
like, oh, it's been a while since I've actually cleaned. But just the whole outsourcing and like, you know, trying to make things just a little bit easier for yourself. And the thing is, as entrepreneurs and as a certain personality type too, I see this a lot with women. I can't speak to the male perspective on this, but I know this is true for women. All of you girls out there, you have got to admit this. As women, we just want to do everything. We think that we can do everything. We're super mom, we're superheroes. We can do all the kid stuff. We can do the home learning. We can go and we can work the 40 or 50 hours a week and we can clean the house and do the cooking. And like if it happens where something starts to fall and one of the pieces of the puzzle starts falling, sometimes we beat ourselves up because we just can't do everything, right? And I think it's
Yeah.
key to understand that as a human, you have to try to make things just a little bit easier. If you can make things just a little bit easier for yourself in any aspect of your life, that actually helps you propels you forward in business and life. It just does. Making things just a bit easier instead of like paddling upstream, just let your canoe go downstream and take you where you need to go.
Awesome. Yeah, I can see that absolutely. One of the things that you talked about in your speech was about designing dresses for some celebrities. I know you named like Jessica Simpson and Pamela Anderson and stuff like that. What was that like, and how did that? Is that something that you contribute to kind of launching your career, or was it just kind of part of the journey?
Yeah, I think it's just part of the journey. I think of it as just a bonus, something fun that happened. It really random, like Jessica Simpson's stylist, I think found me on Instagram. She probably just searched boho dress as a hashtag, which happens so often. Like people use Instagram for shopping now for
Yeah.
so many things. So she found me, she contacted me, asked me, it was a really tight time frame, asked me if we wanted to sell them a dress. And I was like, no, I'll give you a dress. If they wanted to buy it, they're gonna just buy it for full price. Like there was never any sometimes with celebrities, there's like a misconception that they always want like free stuff.
Yeah.
There's a ton of celebrities out there that they're totally willing to pay. And that was the case with Jessica. But we sent her a dress. We made it like we got the message in the morning and I was like, hell yeah. That day we made it, finished it, sent it out to her so that she'd have it because it was just a real rush thing.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, we were fortunate enough that my good friend Kate White Photography, had a session lined up with Pam Anderson, and she included me in that, which I was so grateful for. So I think that again, you'll find as an entrepreneur, once you start like clearing the barriers and like clearing like the whole like limiting beliefs in your business and in your life, those like little fun cool opportunities just start popping up. That's what I found with myself and my business is as I just started like really feeling in the vibe and just feeling so positive about everything, like all this eager anticipation surrounding my business, surrounding my life, all of these great opportunities started coming up. Like, I don't know if you know the show Chicago Fire. It's a really cool show.
Yeah,
And
I've seen a couple episodes.
yeah, it's great. And they have like some great people on that show. And Kara Kilmer's one of the stars of that show. And she asked us if we would, contribute a dress for a big event. So like doing this stuff with celebrities is really fun. It's really awesome. I definitely don't think that it propelled us forward. What I attribute to us propelling forward is the photographers that buy our dresses, rent our dresses, use our dresses, and are always promoting us. The photographers, from the people with the 100 followers to the people with 300,000 followers, these photographers, all of them and all the ones in the middle, have been what has made our brand exactly how strong it is. Like, we are given these amazing photos by these photographers that use our dresses freely without like ever needing anything in return. They just freely share their work with us so that we can feature them on our social media and share their art. So that's what I really attribute to us, just like exploding as a brand, especially in the photography community.
Mm-hmm.
We would never have been able to do it without our community of photographers.
Yeah. So do you tie a lot of the success and your market to social media then?
I do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like my friend. Yeah. I have like a pretty unique perspective on social media. I didn't even know what Instagram was. I don't even know how long I've been on, maybe like 3.5 years ish.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know what it was. And someone was like, oh, you should really go on Instagram. And I didn't even know what Instagram was. They had to show me how to set up a profile. I got blocked. I got blocked by Instagram for a number of months because I followed too many people in one day. I didn't know. I had no idea what the hashtag was. I had no clue. I was like, oh, this is a really fun platform. I just load everything up. I had no idea. And, I just learned along the way. And now we are at the point, I have this strategy that I use, and I get about 100 to 150 new followers a day.
Wow.
All organic. I've never paid any people, like, how people will get you to pay for like their services with social media. I don't do any of that. I do it all myself. I don't hire anyone. I never will. It's like my baby. My social media is like my friend. I'm developing this course. I think that I'm going to call it Social Media, like SOUL. Yeah. And the course is pretty much all about how, if you're infusing your social media with soul, with your heart, intention, purpose, how you cannot help but succeed. You cannot help but succeed. It's all about intention. So instead of being fearful about like what to post, what's my content, who am I going to reach? No one likes my stuff. It's all about eager anticipation every time you post and creating content that feels good, knowing who your ideal audience is, and serving them, and just putting stuff out there that serves you and your soul and your heart and makes you feel good while you're serving your people. Mm-hmm. This amazing content. Like, you cannot help but win. Is what I have found. And I share this with friends, and I'm kind of like a social media like geek. I like to geek out and like do research. So I'll spend some time for my course. I'm researching this, and I'll go to people's feeds, especially because I get so many great photos from people that I don't know. So I'll be like, oh my God, like this is a freaking awesome photo. And I'll see this person has like, say, 900 followers. And I'm like, what the hell? This person should have like 90,000. They're so good. And then I go on their feed and I'll just spend like a minute, and it's like, oh, I totally know why they don't. And then I have this like recording that I give to friends. It's like a 30-minute me, just like a voice recording talking all about Instagram and like what to do. Yeah. And then message them and be like, you can have way more followers. Like, here, just listen to this.
It's like a quick like social media audit.
Social media audit. I'll be like, I creeped on you and I see that you're amazing. You could have more followers if you stop doing this, and start doing this. And then report back to me. Yeah.
Report back to me in 1 month and let me know how it's going.
And it helps my friend has like in the 30s. She had like in the 30,000s. And she gave me a photo and I posted and I saw how many she had. Then like a month later, she gave me another photo and I went back and I'm like, oh, she has not grown one follower in a month. She had like 32,000 followers. So I started looking on her profile and I'm like, oh, it's because she's copying and pasting her hashtags. So I'm like, stop doing that. Don't do that anymore. That's why you're not growing. She's like, no, it's just because I don't post enough. No, what happens is, I don't know if you know this, if you copy and paste or you use the same hashtag all the time, eventually Instagram thinks you're a bot. They will just kind of block you. So they'll stop showing your stuff. You'll still be shown to your followers, but you won't show up much on the discovery page and you won't show up much to like discoverable, like your ideal people. So often you just sit. So people will just sit, even people with like 100,000 followers, they might just sit there for like a year, not really, they might go up a teeny bit, down a teeny bit, when they could have been growing another like 100,000, right? Like,
yeah.
If you just stop copying and pasting. But I don't know where it came from. Someone told people to copy and paste their hashtags. So now like it's photographers that I mostly creep on. So a lot
Guilty.
of
I'm like, I'm gonna have to go change my hashtags around.
People do it and then people do it. But then my friend stopped doing it. I'm like, do all these things. You will start growing in 2 weeks. I'm promising you that you're going to start growing if you do all these things that I'm telling you to do. And she's like, I'll do it. I'll do anything. Miraculously, she now gets 100 after 2 weeks. She got unblocked and then she started getting 100 every single day. So now she's in the 40s every single day, not one day, because I've been watching. Not one day.
That's awesome. Yeah. Very cool. So dress designer turned social media expert.
That's right. That's right.
That's awesome. So you said you're releasing that course. Do you have like a timeline or is it just kind of like a work in progress type thing?
Yeah, I probably should have a timeline. I'm hoping to have it launched within like the next 6 weeks.
Okay.
I'm in like these final stages of just getting it all. It's pretty hard. I didn't realize just how hard it was to create these courses. It really gives me a high appreciation for people that have a lot of digital products that they put out like every year.
Yeah. I've just started to dive into that, and I underestimated the confidence it takes to like sit in an empty room and talk to a black box. Like,
yeah, and like making all the slides. So I'm part of Amy Porterfield's big course that I can't remember, digital course creators. It's like this, it's really good. So I'm a part of that, really learn. And like, I got all the things. I like downloaded I bought Powtoon. I don't know if you know what that is, where you can like do like digital animation in your course and stuff. So I have all these tools. Not the techiest person in the world. So it's been a learning curve. But this is the future, right?
Yeah.
Especially for photographers. And like, I've seen this so much. And I mean, with COVID over this last like 7 months, I think that digital courses, like online stuff, it's just going to increase and increase. There's so much potential. Especially right now, people are yearning for that. And with photography, because there's a limited amount of like in-person workshops going on, people traveling and like I think there's photographers who save up all year for that one amazingly splendid like in-person workshop that they can attend. So now it's like a huge, awesome opportunity for photographers to create these experiences to share their wisdom. Like I know friends who are making like $100,000 on a launch, like within a week from digital courses.
Yeah. Which is awesome. But it's also a lot of work.
Yeah. But it's pretty awesome to think about that, like just the pure potential that's out there.
Yeah, that's very cool. So going back to like the speaking aspect. So this is your first venture into speaking for Portrait Masters. Have you done any sort of speaking outside of that or before that? And do you plan on doing it in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I facilitated workshops way back in my old job. I got this job when I was a nurse. I was offered this internship and it was a year and I was working for this like chief operating officer of a health authority. And I was an intern, and my job was workplace engagement, which I had no idea what that even was. Like, I didn't have any idea what to do. So I just landed in this job, and I had to go create all of these like learning experiences and like engagement opportunities for healthcare workers. So I did some speaking at things like that, but nothing like this, nothing at this level.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it? Is it something you want to continue doing?
Yeah, I did. I did really like it. It was definitely a lot of yeah, it was a lot of work, but now that I feel like it was such a gift for me, because now I know how to do it, and I would know like what I would do different and how I would like plan it differently.
Hmm.
So I'm sure like every time somebody does something for the first time like that, it's like bumpy.
Hmm.
Like I'm sure the next time I wouldn't have to write it 4 times. But it was enjoyable. I sat outside and like wrote on my deck, and I did figure out some really amazing hacks as well that I want to share in like some of my courses that I develop, like public speaking hacks and things like that.
Awesome. Well, thank you for jumping on here. I've enjoyed chatting with you. Where can people find you? So I know you mentioned Instagram as far as your workshop stuff, but where can people find the dress side of what you do?
That our Instagram is Reclamation Design Company.
Okay.
And our website is wearereclamation.com.
Okay.
And they can go to Reclamation Design Company on Instagram, and all of our links are there.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you hopping on here with me, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much. That was
Yeah.
awesome chatting with you.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.